Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're looking at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cross Universal Monsters Michelangelo as the Mummy Ultimate Action Figure by Neca. And I've been really looking forward to this one. I've really enjoyed the last couple of ones they've released. They released Raphael as Frankenstein and they released Leonardo as Igor. So I was really looking forward to Mikey. He's my favourite Ninja Turtle. Okay, so let's just get into it. Here is the box, and you can see they've got a lovely bit of artwork here of the figure itself. Michelangelo as the Mummy with this spot gloss print over the top. Nice matte finish, really nice and classy. It looks really good. And then on the side we've got the Mummy again, all the logos you want. Neca. And then on the back we've got the Mummy. Mikey comes to life. Unbelievable. Turtle terror awaits. Is it dead or alive? The party dude is out of his tomb. Beware the curse of Cowabunga. You have been warned. We've got pictures of the figure itself here. Now what I will say is it's a little bit thinner than the other boxes. Quite surprised by that because the other two are quite bulky figures. So to see this guy a bit slimmer, sure, he's a Mummy, so he is going to be a bit slimmer. But still, even Igor was a lot more chunky than this. Got a picture of a little Tutankhamun snake there. And then on this side, we've got more pictures of the figures themselves. These two have already been released, as has this guy. And now we're waiting for that April O'Neil as the Bride of Frankenstein. I'm really not too sure about that one, to be honest, because these are all very stylized looking figures from, you know, a completely different design point. They actually they're their own sculpted things, whereas they've repurposed the face of the actress from the movie, and I'm not too sure it's going to work. We'll see, but yeah, I'm a little apprehensive about it. And then up the top we've got the Mummy logo, and then on the bottom we've got all our lovely barcodes. And then when we open up the box itself, it's on a Velcro fastener, and then we can see we've got a picture of the figure there. And then on the inside, here is the actual figure with all the extra stuff. It's got these sort of Tutankhamun Egyptian nunchucks and this sort of like bendy wiry snake from the looks of it, and more bandages, and oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this already. I think this is going to be fun to unbox. And here he is just straight out of the box, and you can see he actually looks really good. They've given him this sort of like slightly more pale wash into the skin to make him look a little bit more ghost-like, and he's got all these bandages around him, and he comes with these two separate pieces of bandage down here, and I'm not sure where they go. I've looked at all the pictures and they don't really display him with those on, so I think that you can just wrap them around anywhere you find suitable enough to do it, or maybe have them falling off him, you know, like on the floor around him, that kind of thing, and that will give you a little bit more of a decent effect. But you can see he comes with a lot of accessories. He comes with sort of like graspy, clawy monster hands. He comes with grippy hands for his nunchucks, and he just comes with fisted hands if you want to see him kicking the shit out of things. And this is really nicely worked on. Very good details. Again, the bandages look old and mottled, and you can see they've even painted in the fingernails to give him like a bit more detail. And I was worried that the bandages might look a bit too thick with the sculpting, but they've done a really great job of just about getting them in there to make them look thin enough that they look like bandages for this scale figure. And then the nunchucks look really good. They've got this awesome sort of chain in the middle that's real metal, but the outside bits are plastic, and they have that sort of, I don't know what you call that, but it's an Egyptian symbol of some kind, but it makes him look like he's very unique to this figure. So it looks like Michelangelo with nunchucks, but also at the same time they have a very nice sort of Egyptian theme to them. And the bandages at the bottom, again, very well painted and weathered, look really good, and they've even done and painted in the ends there. He comes with this really sort of bendy snake as well, and this is very well painted, nice cobra, awesome looking thing. And you could probably undo this and have it wrapped around his neck, or have him fighting it, that kind of thing. And again, yeah, it does have bendy wire in it, so it can be flexed about and moved about as you so wish. But they put pink details in the mouth and everything, so yeah, I like this very much. Even a little transfer on the back here to make it look like he is a real cobra. Quite impressed by that. And then he's got this secondary head, and this is a lot more sort of like grizzled, and it's got all the sort of like his teeth showing. And I think this is supposed to be a little bit of a homage maybe to like what happened to the head sculpts once they were finished filming in the TMNT movie. People went around looking for the costumes afterwards, and obviously the rubber and the sort of silicone had rotted over the years, and then he had this weird freaked up effect where his teeth were showing and all the silicone had rotted away from around the mouth and everything. So I think this is a slight homage to the actual original suits. This guy does look a little bit more like he would fit into the movie line a little better. And you've got like little pits in there and textures and details and all the dirt in the bandana. And then you zoom in, you can see very nice details in the eyes again. Well painted, very straight. Look good. I really like that head sculpt. I'm not sure if I'm going to display it with my Mikey, but we'll see. And then we come to the figure itself. And this guy looks fantastic. But again, yeah, like I was saying, it definitely looks a lot more in line with the movie line than, say, the other two did. Which I'm a little bit disappointed in, because I really want them to take these and run with them and make them their own thing. I don't think they need to be tied into the movie version at all. But look at that detail, all the bandages on here. Look, they've even put in like more rubber bandages on top of other bandages. We've got these little like pock marks and sort of boils he's got on his face. And then the details on the back of this shell are amazing. We've got all these sort of Egyptian symbols all over it. Even on the belt you can see all of those symbols. A turtle symbol from the Egyptian style. Like a foot from maybe the Foot Clan, that kind of thing. Wow. And they've put in like a slightly purplish wash inside these to actually highlight them a little bit more. I think there's another symbol on the back here, but it's hard to make out. Is that an Eye of Osiris? I think that's an Eye of Osiris or something like that, but it's hidden behind the bandages. But still, such nice details. I think Neca are really coming into their own with this line and really, you know, having fun with them. But they're still quintessentially Ninja Turtles, you know. They're not just like monsters with a bit of a turtle thing. They are Ninja Turtles with a monster thing. You can see they've got like the scarab belt there. And into legs, more bandages. He is very much a unique sculpt, all the way from top of his head to the tip of his toes. And here he is with that other head sculpt on, and it's really starting to grow on me. I think it's fantastic. But while we're here, let's have a look at the articulation. You can see his head can tilt down about that much, look up about that much. It can pivot quite a lot side to side. That's quite a generous amount of head movement, because there is a ball joint in the top and the bottom of the neck. The arms can definitely do a T-pose. They can spin pretty much all the way round, although it gets stopped by the shell there. There is no bicep swivel. There is a double bend in the arm that gets you about 90 degrees, stopped by the elbow pad from going any further. And quite uniquely, this one has a forearm swivel as well, which is quite cool. And then the hands are on wrist pegs, so they can go forward and back, in and out, and spin all the way round. There is no torso articulation like the rest of these guys. They don't really focus on that because this shell gets in the way every time anyway. So they just go to town and try and focus on doing the best sculpt they can in the middle. And then coming down into the hips, we can see he can do a full Van Damme. His legs can go up to about there. There is technically a thigh swivel. There is a double bend in the knees to get you about 90 degrees. And then the feet are on ball pegs, so they can ankle pivot very generously and go forward and back quite a lot. And here he is just in a really sort of action pose, and you can see he looks pretty awesome. I really like what they're doing with this line. I think he's great. I am a bit curious. He does seem to be a bit underscaled compared to his brothers. I'll get them out in a second and show you. But the details wise, the sculpt wise, the design wise, yeah, I think Neca are really doing a great job with these guys. Obviously somebody's gone to town with these, and they're having an absolute blast designing and making them. And here he is next to Raphael and Leonardo, and you can see that these two guys in the back are absolute beasts. They're really big and chunky. Frankenstein, it makes sense that he's going to be a very big boy simply because it's Frankenstein. Igor, I'm not entirely sure he needed to be that big, because look at the size of him. I mean, the design where they put all the stuff in the back of the shell, that's probably why he is so bulky the way he is. But honestly, I think Mikey looks a little bit small compared to the other two. But yeah, obviously the mummy is going to be a bit slimmer than, say, Frankenstein or whatever, so that's fine. But head sculpts wise, these guys have got really big potato heads, whereas Mikey has two much slimmer, much smaller, sort of like more in line with the movie Turtles heads. But I still think they look fantastic next to each other. It's going to work, this line, I think. Other than that, my gripes are really small. Still, the details are fantastic. They've really gone to town with making this guy great. Torso articulation, it is what it is with Ninja Turtles. That's just the way it has to be, I'm afraid, unless you're going to do like the split cut chest bit there, which takes away from more overall design and things like that. other than that, Michelangelo is an absolute fantastic addition to the Monsters line. But I still really like him, and I think he's going to look just great on the shelf with these guys. And you can see where the bandanas are all sort of coming together now. We just need Donnie to finish these guys off, and we're going to have just a really great looking set next to all your other Ninja Turtles. They're really going to stand out on your shelf. And at least he's got a little bit more articulation and movement than, say, Raphael and Leo have, which is always a bonus. Okay guys, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe. If you do me a favour now, if you get the fuck out of my cave, I'm going to go put this guy on the shelf next to these guys and anticipate Donnie's release. Thanks a lot guys. Bye bye.